Hello besties, so it has recently come to my attention that there is a clip that Jono, my writing partner, posted on Instagram a few months ago, which includes a song which we intended to release, but never released. Very emotional, James, no one cares. There are people out there that think that song is cool. And in fairness to them, I think that moment of the song is cool, so did Jono, that's why he posted it, the bastard. And I think I have a unique opportunity here to talk about something that happens quite a lot as a musician. You work on something that you love for a very long period of time, and then you just don't like it anymore. Now, this can happen for a multitude of reasons. I'm going to be going through, I have the project here. This is the final ever project we had for this song. The song is called How It Goes, by the way. I'm going to go through the project and talk through a little bit about the decision making behind making an album, why I felt like this song didn't have the potential to be on Are We There Yet, which by the way you should go and stream. It'd be kind of cool if one day it had enough streams to get me a little like well done plaque or something. I also have a Spotify playlist you can go and listen to with my favorite songs of mine on it. Just to remind you a little bit, the crux of the song, the thing that people have heard, is the ending here, which is quite an emotional beat. I will talk to you about what was going through my head when I wrote it. But first, we have to attack the mammoth that is the first 2/3 of the song. So Are We There Yet was an album I wanted to make about a hypothetical journey where I moved back to somewhere that I lived before in Spain in order to reconcile with parts of my past and also to deal with some of the stuff I was going through at the time of writing the album. Now, I kind of had this idea of like, I want it to be a concept album, so I want there to be a song about how I abandoned people and like now I'm wondering if I should come back. But I found that in kind of making a concept, I actually struggled to define a few of the songs individually. It kind of felt like they were part of just a bigger song and were kind of shoehorned into the project. But this is a learning curve, right? Writing songs is one thing. Writing songs and then also writing an album is another thing altogether. So, with that context, let's get into the verse. Also, there is no vocal editing on this. There is no mixing on the drums. There is no mixing on the guitars. Prepare for a wall of horribleness when we go into the chorus. I promise it would never be released like this. I just need to show you. I find it really difficult to just show. Your hand on my back only kept us apart. I must admit, straight away, I felt as if looking back, the guitar was just not doing enough for me. I feel like Don't Blame Me, which, to remind you, you touch me too softly, and I know what that means. Turns out, in that period of my life, I would always tend to write palm-muted guitar parts. Don't know what was going on. It's only a very recent thing that I managed to get out of. I also really didn't like the beginning. Just felt a bit corny to me. I don't know. Not now, no, not that. Seems I've drifted too far. There it is. This is about the travel again. From those days and from you, can't you say what I'm returning to? So yeah, first verse is talking about like an idea of a connection that is lost, me needing to go back home to see if I want to go about that connection again. And honestly, it got to the point where we were recording the album and I was like, these lyrics feel like a bit like damp paper. They feel like nothingness to me. I feel like I'd quite like to go home now in White Noise covers all of that in one line far more effectively. So already in the first verse, I was like, sonically, I don't feel like it's adding much. Lyrically, I don't feel like it's adding much. Such a shame, because I love the chorus. Now, things I like. The first half of the chorus, I think the idea of, I want to know when you show me how it goes, kind of like wanting to know how your altercation with someone might end up, so you know if it's worth doing it in the first place. I wanted to repeat how it goes, but then my writing partner Jono said that he thought it could be good to mix it up a little bit. This is kind of, for me, where having a little bit of help sometimes is important in the writing stage because I can tunnel vision, and having someone there to just go, hey, maybe you could try it in this way, and then I'll go away and write a separate lyric, as I did here. Tell me what's my regret, say before I get It's essentially the same line twice, but you have like a different vibe slightly. You know what? It's so hard when you receive comments from people that are commenting on you as a vocalist when you're a solo artist, right? Because as a solo artist, you almost have this assumption that you're going to be this like crazy vocalist. I just got stuff I want to say. I'm never going to pretend that I think I'm this incredibly talented, gifted, hard-working vocalist. I don't despise my voice, but there are definitely times where I really struggle with my own voice. This was one of the times when I heard it back and I was just like, not for me. I do not like this. But I am getting more confident. I'm also getting more confident in simplicity. I feel like the more I can feel comfortable doing simpler stuff, the more effective it'll be when something is a little bit more complex. And I think here, maybe I chose complexity for complexity's sake. I wanted people to think, oh, he hit that. And then I didn't. And keep a note on how the chorus ends here. We're back in. Gotta give a bit of love to Sam. Sam's bass here is just amazing. This is my bassist Sam. He also plays live with us. He's working on the next project with me. He is a fantastic bassist. He does this all in his stride. Never a question. Mwah. Beautiful man. No, I can't face a crowd when I can't look at myself. Looking back, this just sounds a little bit basic to me about facing a crowd when I can't look at myself. To me, I think at the time I was writing about like coming off a plane and like having a crowd of people there. I've definitely grown a lot since writing this album, which is so weird to think because it was just a year and a half ago that I was writing a lot of these words. Less than that even. It's interesting to see how now I kind of look back on that and go, well, I feel like we can expand on that a little more, you know. My shame on the ground and your mirage on the shelf. No clue what that means. But someday I'll come through and you'll say what I hoped was true. Amazing bass slide. But here in the pre-chorus again, I just felt like there was nothingness. It was like, but I'll come back and you'll say what I know was true. What does that mean? It's like not really adding anything to the conversation. For that reason, this was kind of contributing to me feeling a bit about it. And also what I hoped was true. I cringe. I cringe. I do like how the chorus goes into kind of like an A-B style thing where you have like a slow halftime thing into something a little bit more Red Hot Chili Peppers and funky. Fun fact, my producer Scylla loves the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anytime we do anything which remotely sounds like them, he fucking pushes us in that direction so hard. And he'll regularly send in clips of like little writing ideas he has with a fucking Stratocaster ready to go. You can see from his hand movements, this boy is just coming up with another Frusciante idea. And then we have here what I consider to be a good song. We've made it to the end. I'm just going to listen to it the first time. I think this is quite an emotional thing. I haven't really listened back to this all that much. And so everything else before this point, I was in a vocal booth, guitars were recorded at home, I just did them through DI, the drums were done in another country, the bass was done with Sam sat in the room, he played it into DI, we reamped it. But then Jono and I went into a room together, we had a few room mics in there, nothing close up to me. I think the mic we ended up using was kind of like behind me and all the way back there. To kind of try and find this really innocent, frail sound. The lyrical content is my answer to wanting to find out how something is going to go with someone. So let's go. Tell me what's my regrets, take me before I get too close. I heard you found someone, and that's great. Yes, it is. And I hope he gives you all that I cannot give. But if you take a break from falling could have one try of his taste on your lips. There you go. Yeah, man. And it's a shame because I really feel as if this moment had been on the album, it could have been something I would always have a memory of if I ever listened back to the album. I think this is one of my favorite bits of music I've ever recorded, but because everything before it I just didn't like, I couldn't put this out anymore. It sucks. It sucks. I love the idea of disrupting a rock song with something that is just so intensely emotional that anyone listening to it would go like, what the fuck? Where the fuck did that come from? And unfortunately, I hated this take. This was the take that we ended up on for the one that I liked the most. So usually here there would be like take lanes where I could see loads of different takes that we did. No, nothing here. I think this is the most takes of a vocal I have ever done. This video that Jono took, we were just stood there. Well, I was stood, I believe he was sat down playing the piano in this piece. We were just there together, really absorbed in this moment, trying to get the right take of this thing. It was so emotional. It felt like after every single take we did, we kind of cut off a little piece of ourselves and went, let's go again. We're going to do it again. We're going to get it right. And the ambience of the room when we got back, it was just like very low. Because you've just been listening to someone really softly fucking cry sing about the idea that this possible connection you could have with someone is gone because you took too long thinking about what could have been. You didn't actually do anything about it. So there you go. I'll try and find the points that I disliked about it. I think I liked all that. Fine. I don't think I liked that bit. Loved that. The bit flat, but that's fine. Love that. You know what's fucking annoying? I love it. That's what's annoying. That's what's annoying. I was so caught up in my pride as we were recording this that I disliked it. I was so caught up in like, I need to sound better. I was holding myself to the standard of like, I need to sound good, which is almost taking away from it. It needs to sound a little bit rough in order to feel emotional. Yeah, really tough one for me because I feel like when I was showing people pieces of the album before it came out, a lot of people said this is one of their favorite moments. I think it's one of my favorite moments, but it just goes to show that it's not about individual moments when you're crafting a big thing. It is about the overall thing. It is about every other part of this song that I didn't like. Maybe if I'd had the confidence to just turn this into a song, which was me and a piano for the whole thing, it could have been something special. But for now, this is where this song lives and dies. So that is why I made a song and never released it. This wasn't the only one we did in the studio and never released. If you want, I can try and show you Afterthought if people like this video. And for the record, when I release my next album, which is coming, I will be putting out a digital version with all of the unreleased tracks on it, which is what I did for my last album. Unfortunately, it is too late. You can no longer get those pieces of songs that I never finished. But in the next project, you will be able to. We do it during release week to kind of promote the album during release week and yada, 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 yada. But stay tuned. I'm excited to release more music. I know I'm taking my sweet time, but I promise it will be worth it. Once again, let me know in the comments section if there's anything you'd like to see me talk about or do on this channel. I'm open to pretty much anything. I've been James Marriott. Thank you for watching. Brofist? No. Okay, bye.